Hello and welcome. You're watching News 9 Live. My name is Pankaj Mishra and with me is my colleague and political editor of News 9, Brijesh Pandey. Today we are discussing the OAIC factor and his foray into the Karnataka elections. Karnataka is going to polls on May 10th as the Election Commission has already announced for its 224-member assembly seats. Amid all this election hullabaloo, Asaduddin Owaisi-led AIMIM plans to field candidates in about 25 constituencies. It has already named 3 candidates for Belagavi North, Hubballi Dharwad East and Basavanna Bagewadi in Vijaypura district for the assembly polls. The party is eyeing an electoral alliance with the Janata Dal Secular in the assembly elections in Karnataka, the party's state unit president Usman Ghani has informed. In the 2018 polls for the 224-member assembly in Karnataka, AIMIM had backed the JDS and had not fielded any candidate. But not this time around. They have fielded 25 seats, candidates on 25 seats. We are joined by Rizwan, chief editor, the Nashiman Weekly, and Bhaskar Hegde, editor of TV9 Kannada Digital. Rizwan, let me begin with you first. How do you see this foray of AIMIM chief, the whole party, in fact, into the Karnataka polls, and what difference do you believe it will make?
Thank you for inviting to your show. Last year, MIM had supported JDS also, and they contested about 3-4 seats. This time, they are contesting on 24 seats, and they are going to support the JDS. And I don't think there will be much of impact because everybody knows that MIM comes here to split the votes. So the general public, especially the Muslim community, have decided that wherever MIM is there, they'll say that they come to divide the votes. They may not have so much impact this time.
Right. Brijesh, this understanding and this impression that the AIMIM has earned as of now, that vote katua, the term that is often used, the vote cutters, that is what is being considered to be AIMM's role as of now. Do you think that again the history would repeat itself?
Well, we'll have to see the kind of phase out they are doing, because the important thing is that as our guest was pointing out, that earlier also they had fought 3-4 seats along with JDS, but they couldn't make much of an electoral foray. So, this time when they are fighting around 25 seats, see, the initial thing is that, they always split the Muslim vote, and usually it helps the Bharatiya Janata Party. That is why, MIM is also under moniker of BJP's B team. That angle is something, which the Congress party would be very keenly, looking into to ensure that nothing of that sort happens, because if that happens, then I think the Congress would be in kind of troubled waters, because the BJP would also be following very keenly this announcement of MIM of fighting 25 seats. But as of now, MIM doesn't have that kind of presence in the state of Karnataka where they could be gauged as a serious threat to or possibly split the vote to a level where it actually harms the electoral prospects of the Congress party.
Right. Bhaskar, now talking of the local body presence, AIMIM as of now appears to have a sizable control over there and sizable presence also over there. Do you believe that this is something that is giving Asaduddin obviously the confidence to field candidates on 25 seats?
Pankaj, to add to what Rizwan and what Vijay said, I think the impression is more than the vote cutter. The approval and acceptability is very low among the voters in Karnataka, number one. Number two, more than AIMIM, I think the big issue here is the second party, that is SDPI, that is Social Democratic Party of India. That one is likely to have more impact than AIMIM. I think because SDPI as a party kind of related to PFI, of course not directly linked. So it has established its base in Karnataka in some pockets, particularly coastal Karnataka. They want to make it big in this election. thanks to hijab issue and various other issues, they want to polarize and get more Muslim votes. And some people interpret the entry of SDPI as a kind of genuine Muslim political face than AIMIM. So in that context, I think more than AIMIM, we have to think of SDPI and its impact in Karnataka.
Right. Rizwan, now talking about Asaduddin Owaisi as the politician, as an individual here, he has raised the right voices at the right time. He has raised the issues that matter not just to the particular state, but also to the nation. Talked about the minority rights and status. We saw that during the hijab controversy that had happened in between. Do you believe that for Asaduddin Owaisi, as a politician, for him to be accepted, there is more that he needs to do than just speaking as far as the core issues are concerned?
See, Asaduddin speaks on the core issue, but the problem with him is very egoistic problem. He doesn't want to align with anybody else. He wants to go alone. And Bhaskar Hegde has rightly pointed that SDPI is more powerful and they've got a very good cadre base in Karnataka, and they are more threat to the Congress than to what MIM is. And speaking of MIM, Asaduddin Owaisi speaks in favor of the minorities, but his votes, people have not taken him seriously, and there are no leaders in Karnataka for him. This whoever candidates he's putting, they are not recognized in the society, not they have done anything. Just for namesake, he's putting some candidates with the help of JDS to cut in the votes. That's his main strategy.
Right. Brijesh, would you also agree with what Rizwan is saying, that he does speak what is required, but the egoistic approach, what he mentions, is something that is proving counterproductive for Asaduddin Owaisi?
Well, egoistic, I don't know, but one thing is for sure that he has been, trying to fish into waters which every politician, to be very honest, has a right to. And we have seen that he tasted electoral success in the state of Bihar. Many believe that it was because of MIM. Tejasvi Yadav couldn't form a government, or they couldn't form the government on their own. And he was the one who, as the cliche goes, helped BJP. Owaisi has been very, very clear about one thing, that he is not the sole protector of everybody else's interest. He has said that, you cannot treat Muslims as a second-class citizen, only confine them to a vote bank. But when it comes to raising their voice on the national platform, you'll just shy it because it will help in counter consolidation. This is something which he has been saying it. But places where people have understood this thing, that a vote cutting will lead to formation of government for the BJP. There have been a counter consolidation also. Like for example, West Bengal. West Bengal also, Asaduddin Owaisi went there with all high, hype and all. But he had to beat a hasty retreat because there was no scope for AIMIM. And I think, here also his main interest would be to see, how he positions the party. But as Bhaskar very rightly said, that there's a more credible face here in Karnataka than MIM. And the fact also is that, the only thing is that you're not that big a presence in Karnataka to win seats or to harm somebody else's political interest. But yes, if you are able to cut the votes, then the obvious disadvantage, the party with the obvious disadvantage would be the Congress party. But honestly speaking, as we speak, I don't see that happening to that effect.
Right. Bhaskar, help us understand here. Well, what we are understanding that AIMIM is eyeing an alliance with the JDS, the Kumaraswamis. But Congress, how difficult it would have been, because as it appears, if at all AIMIM cuts the votes, it is the Congress vote that will be gone for a toss and BJP will benefit. At least that's what the common understanding says. So why not Congress? Why JDS for AIMIM?
Pankaj, the main issue here is the Congress has a very strong Muslim support base here. And since 2018, the Muslim support base for Janata Dal has come down drastically because of the phenomena at the national level. Because I think Muslim community as a whole, they might be thinking that instead of wasting their support or their vote for a regional parties, we can vote for a national party, and our security and our aspiration could be identified with the national party if at all that party represents and comes to power. See, what happens if you support a regional party, they are not sure whether that regional party will come to power and protect their interests. So I think there is a major tectonic shift in many parts of India, including Karnataka, that Muslims have moved towards Congress because of this security and various other reasons. And that is why your question that why not JDS? Because JDS has lost a trust because they had once formed government with BJP in Karnataka as a coalition partner. So that's why I think Muslim might be thinking that, if in case a fractured verdict comes up tomorrow, JDS might go with BJP, who knows? Which Muslim community doesn't want. So therefore, I think Muslim community and Muslim voters are more comfortable with Congress than JDS.
Right, Rizwan, your sentiments on why would an MIM choose to side with JDS and not Congress?
Because I'm telling you, they've always been on loggerheads, whether it's a national also. MIM has not tied up in with Congress, whether it is in UP election or Gujarat or Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh. So same case here. And Asad OC has got some problem with Congress leaders. He always blames the Congress, saying that Congress has taken Muslims for a right from the past 70 years and they've been treated as second-class citizens and the rights have not been given. So that's one of the reasons he's aligned with JDS. And rightly, Mr. Bhaskar has told that when 2005, when Kumaraswamy formed the government with coalition government with the BJP, since then the Muslims have stopped trusting the JDS and the voters have, votes have declined. And even some people in the Muslim community think that JDS also is the B team of the BJP. So, that's one of the reasons MIM and JDS are come together, because Congress would never entertain Asad Owaisi in their fold because of some egoistic problem. And MIM has always damaged the Congress, not the other parties.
Okay.
And with SDPA also coming into play, the SDPA also will take the Congress vote. So ultimately, it's the Congress which is going to suffer and the BJP is going to gain to a certain extent.
Right, Brijesh, it looks like a win-win situation for the BJP. Must be a happy party in Karnataka, because JDS, as Rizwan puts, is the team B for the BJP. Mr. Owaisi faces a lot of heat on that as well, that he also acts as team B for BJP. What do you believe, what goes wrong with AIMIM every time, or maybe what goes right but not completely, and hence this nomenclature comes in place? What should Asaduddin Owaisi do in order to shed this image of team B?
Well, I don't know what he should do to shed his image as
should
team
get
B.
numbers at least.
But one thing is for certain, that most of his electoral forays have inevitably helped the BJP.
Right.
And this is the reason why he earned the tag that, that he's the team B as far as BJP is concerned. Because, when you come to making, making a statement which arouses passion in the community, Asaduddin Owaisi is an orator second to none.
Yes,
and this is the reason why his confrontational style of politics kind of works very well with the BJP. So BJP is like, they have never lost or on the back foot whenever AIMIM is contesting the election. And this is the reason why, if you remember, because the reason I'm quoting West Bengal again is because there was a very, very high profile contest. It was Clash of the Titans. And in that, Asaduddin Owaisi also tried to fish in troubled waters. But within 20 days, 1 month, he realized that there's not much he can do about it, because there was a consolidation of Muslims firmly behind Mamata Banerjee. As both our esteemed guests are also pointing out that the Muslims are not taking or thinking thinking very good of JDS. They think that JDS is a party which can go to join the BJP or have an alliance with the BJP. And this is one scenario they don't want. It's a do or die battle for them, as well as it's a do or die battle for the Congress party. So that is the reason why they're trying to approach the entire issue very cautiously.
Very cautiously. Rizwan, please come in here. Obviously, your insights on Owaisi's renewed plans.
Yeah, it's a question to ponder. In his own state, in Asadun Owaisi, he doesn't contest so many seats. Whereas in other states, he contests so many seats and fights. He knows it's not a winning situation. His main intention is to come and cut the votes. You see, most of the votes which the Congress candidates have lost is 5,000, 2,500, or 1,500. It's because of the MI. And now with JDS also, in most of the places in Karnataka, JDS and Congress also have always been fighting with so much margin, and with MIM coming and having alliance in 24 seats, where Muslim population is densely populated, MIM will play a very crucial role in cutting the votes, and it will benefit the BJP. So I think MIM is not serious in this Karnataka politics. Their intention is to come and cut the votes because they don't have any leadership in Karnataka. They don't have any leaders for that nobody knows who's the president of Karnataka of MIM. Nobody knows the candidates. He just put some random candidates. See that he snatches some 500 or 1,000 votes, and his game is well played and well plan is well laid out.
Right. Bhaskar, do you think that unlike, say, an Aam Aadmi Party or a TMC, which has a very strong hold in one state at least in the ruling faction, is this the travesty with Asaduddin Owaisi or AIMIM, that they particularly belong to no particular state and they are contesting and fielding candidates in every other state which goes to polls?
Pankaj, this is a kind of matter of discussion, but I don't think in the heart of the heart, Owaisi might not think that his is a pan-Indian party. As Rizwan said, in Telangana, he is a partner with BRS, and he always coordinates and cooperates with BRS, and there is a proper coordination between AIMIM and BRS. So he contests only in some seats in and around Hyderabad, very few seats and very, very few pockets. And that's the first thing. Second thing, when after the election, he is not bothered to visit any states on any other Muslim issues. He speaks only in Delhi or Hyderabad. He makes statements. That's it. He doesn't go. He doesn't visit. And he doesn't set up a party unit and a party propaganda or whatever. So therefore, I think what we think that AIMIM is a national party, or the kind of impression that he gives, probably in the deeper of his heart, even he doesn't think that his is a national party, number one. Number two, I think compared to AIMIM, as I said some time back, SDPI has a very different strategy, and this strategy is much dangerous for Congress, because what SDPI has done is they have appointed office bearers in every taluk and every district, and these people really, really fight for the causes of Muslims on a day-to-day basis. What happens when leaders and office bearers, they take up the issues on a day-to-day basis and fight for a particular community, and there will be a kind of bonding develops between the community people and these people, I mean the office bearers of SDPI. So as a result, I think if SDPI contests more number of seats, and if the party doesn't withdraw at the 11th hour just to support Congress party, I think it may cut vote into Congress vote this time, because the hijab issue and various other issues has resulted, I guess, in the last 5 years, there is more saffronization in Karnataka, and equally more kind of consolidation of in some pockets, that Muslim votes or Muslim people supporting SDPI. But whether this will consolidate and whether it will convert it into votes, of course, we have to see this time.
Right. Final word, Brijesh. Talking about the regional and votes from other states in Karnataka, talking about Tamil and Telugu vote base. Obviously, we saw KCR campaigning for the JDS. Now, AIMIM also eyeing JDS. Do you believe that this is an easy way out, and to back JDS with say Telugu speaking votes, as Mr. Hegde was also mentioning, comes from Asaduddin Owaisi comes from Hyderabad, contests there. Do you believe that that kind of fringe support is going to push JDS maybe in a better position than it is before?
It may help them a bit, but I don't, know for sure how much it is going to push their narrative. Because usually, you see the KCR can't go to BJP, where they are loggerheads. The Congress party is the dominant party and also a big enemy as far as KCR in Telangana is concerned. So they will want to go to JDS to shore up the situation, so which puts both Congress and BJP, dependent on the JDS. But I, honestly speaking, don't see that scenario happening, because there's a lot of infighting which is going on in the JDS first family, and they have a lot on their plate to deal with before they actually, strike claims. Most of their MLAs and leaders are deserting. There's a steady trickle, which is going out of leaders and MLAs joining BJP and Congress party. So it's not that honky-dory situation as far as the JDS situation in the state of Karnataka is concerned.
Well, thank you, gentlemen, for speaking to us and obviously decoding the phenomena. Asaduddin Owaisi, AIMIM, planning to field 25 candidates in the 224 assembly seats in Karnataka election. That would be interesting. Let's wait and watch whether Asaduddin Owaisi is this time around possible or ready to share his image as the vote cutter. Thanks for watching News 9 Live.